Toby the Tram engine was a hit on Thomas's branch line. The law against quarry trains running without protection was found to be long since revoked. Nonetheless, Toby continued to serve the branch successfully. He'd won over Thomas, and the firm friends worked happily together. However, there were instances where the mainline engines would chastise the two at the junction, being the stuck-up engines they were. Toby didn't let their words bother him, but the same couldn't be said for Thomas. It's unbelievable how much power the big engines think they have on us, Toby. I mean, I was 1 minute late. 1 minute. And Gordon gets on my case. He's a proud engine. Surely he can make up the time. Well, in my experience, it's best to take what they say with a grain of salt. Driver tells me that life on the main line can be a bit time-consuming, so to speak. Thomas knew that Toby had a point, but still promptly went to sleep. Next morning, Thomas felt groggy and was slow to steam up. Toby was off with Henrietta to the quarry. So when Thomas eventually did start, he hurried off in a rush to the station. Later on, he arrived at the junction. Henry was there waiting for him. Now, you know this won't do, Thomas. First thing in the morning, and you're already bossing me around. I couldn't help it. My fire was slow to start. You try running a branch line. Don't you have Toby to help you? I could run laps around him in my old shape, and yet he's more reliable than you. Honestly, it's pathetic that a tram engine has to step in for you. You'd never get that on the main line. And without a word, Henry huffed away, leaving Thomas seething. He was so cross throughout the rest of his journey that the driver had to constantly let off steam, causing an unwelcome soot shower for Annie and Clarabelle. Toby's already done wonders for this line, Thomas complained. What do those big engines know? They were left in pieces when I began running this line. I see. Well, you are right about that, but I'm sure that fate will soon see that Toby will have his moment. You wait and see. Better sooner than later. Later that night, Henry was still grumbling. Honestly, I thought you knew better than to judge someone like that, scolded Edward. Running a branch line isn't easy as it looks, especially with pressure being applied from other engines. I would know. Henry went to respond, but thought about Edward's words, and for the rest of the night he had some time to reflect. Edward could only hope that his words had meant something. After Thomas's first train in the morning, he was due to bring some trucks down to the junction for Henry's first heavy goods train. As he shunted, all he could think about were Henry's words, despite yet again discussing them with Toby last night. Pathetic tram. Unreliable. Unreliable this! Without thinking, Thomas gave his train a massive bump. Oi! That was uncalled for! Shouted the guard, who was walking to the train. You could have damaged the... But before he could finish, he and Thomas both watched as the trucks began to move. Uh-oh. The guard ran for the brake van, but it was no use. The train began picking up speeds as it exited the yard and joined the branch line. Goodbye, Thomas. Have a good... Oh, he's not, but... If he's not at the front, then... Come back! That explains it. The train wasn't speeding dangerously, but there was no way for Thomas to overtake it. Thomas stopped at a signal box to raise the alarm, letting the trucks get a lead from him. A while later, the station master at the next station noticed the truck slowing to a standstill. He had just begun to walk towards the brake van to apply the brakes when... Thomas, who had lots on his mind, was going fast to try to catch up and wasn't paying attention. Look out! What? Oh! Oh, for buffer's sake! And just like that, the runaway was off again. The station master didn't hesitate to alert the next station. Toby, who was on his way with a goods train, was halted by a red signal. The signalman ran up. "There's a runaway coming. It's not going too fast, so we think you'll be able to catch it." "Right then, come on, let's not make haste." Toby quickly marshaled his train into the loop siding, and set himself and Henrietta, who insisted on coming with him, into position. "Right, here they come." And off they went to get matched up with the train's speed. Gradually, the trucks inched closer and closer until... Gotcha! With both Henrietta and Toby gently braking, the train inched to a stop. "Well, that's our good deed for the day," joked Toby's driver, but Toby had an idea. "We're far closer to the junction than Thomas is. Surely we can carry on there and he can cover my train up the line." And so the arrangements were made. Henry was peacefully making his way with his goods train. He was preparing for any remarks Thomas would make and had planned to keep quiet. But to his surprise, he found his train waiting in the platform with Toby and Henrietta at the front. "Oh, hello. Didn't think you were going to make it. Oh well, us unreliable and just must stand together, I suppose." Henry was at a loss for words. "However," Toby continued, "I suppose you'd be reluctant to listen to a pathetic tram, such as myself. Oh well, perhaps Thomas and I will have to slow down our work to help you lot catch up. Sorry I can't chat, got to see a coach about a train." And he cruised away. Henry arranged his train without a word, but he had more to think about. But one thing for sure, he left the station with newfound respect for Toby the tram engine.